Hey digital folks, this is a video going over how to complete the Shipwrecks assignment that is in Google Classroom. So if you could log into that and open up to what you see right behind me, this is the lab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the first point, where to find the data, and that sort of thing. So we're going to start with the first ship. So the ship names are over on the left over here. The first one we are going to plot is called Sligo. The location of Sligo is at, remember this is your lat, and then this is going to be your longitude. So it's at 43 degrees and 36 minutes north, 79 degrees 29 minutes west. Latitude, longitude. So we need to go to the bottom here and we need to plot it. Now, to make this easier, I would suggest making a grid to help you line things up. So with a stroke thickness of perhaps 1, I'll do it in blue so it looks nice, just finish the rest of this grid. I'll make these lines so that it's a little easier for you to see. We're lucky to have tools like this so that we can make things easier. Usually in class we would do this with a ruler and it would take a little bit longer. So go ahead and make yourself a grid. Almost done. And also we have to think about the values. So we can see here that it says 43 north, and up here we see it says 44 north. So that means over here we have 43 degrees and 30 minutes north. Right? That's the halfway mark between 43 degrees and 44 degrees on this map. Now another thing that I want to point out is we could do this with another shape. You don't necessarily have to do this, but we can break the 60 in total, right? 60 degrees between a whole degree. So from 43 degrees to 44, there's a whole 60. Well, we can break that in half to get this 30, and we could break those in half. So that would make it into 15s. So the reason we're doing this is because it's going to be easier to work with the different data points if we know exactly, or at least pretty exactly, where the values are going to end up in the box. So this would be 43 degrees and 45 minutes north. This is 43 degrees and 15 minutes north. So again, all we did was we looked at this entire thing. 43 to 44 is 60 minutes. That's a rule here for these maps. They gave us a halfway, so we said, okay, well, if the whole thing is 60 across, that means it's going to be 30 at the half. That left us with these two boxes. And we just split those in half. So we had 15 and then we had 45. Also, at the top, we need to do this as well. So we have 76 and 77, the halfway of which is going to be 76 degrees and 30 minutes. And that's going to be west. They're all going to be west up here. So let's go ahead and label a couple more of these. So this is 77 and 78. So this is 77 degrees and 30 minutes west. Same thing over here. Here's 78, there's 79, so the halfway point is going to be 78 degrees and 30 minutes west. And then lastly, we've got 79 degrees and 30 minutes west. All right, so we have everything labeled. We have a grid. Let's go take a look at Sligo and see where it goes. So if we go back up to the top, Sligo. Let's just look at the latitude first. Remember, latitude, flatitude. So we're talking about the horizontal lines here. Also, the numbers here will help us a lot to figure out, okay, we've got to look at the up and down. So 43, 36 north. So we're looking at these numbers that are going, again, up and down, but they run horizontally. We need 43, 36. So we, by breaking this down, gave ourselves a pretty good way to figure that out. Here is 4330. So 4336 is going to be between 4330 and 4345. So by making this mark, we found out that it's somewhere down here. Had we not made this, we would add a whole box and tried to figure out where 36 fits. It's a little more difficult. So 36, if you imagine that from the 30 to the 45 is like 15 little jumps, well, that's not going to be just about half. It'll be a tiny bit lower than that. So it's somewhere, I don't know, about maybe like here. Let me use a different color so you can see what I'm really marking. So it's somewhere about here is 36 minutes. Again, here's 43. Here's 43:30. And then that extra 6 minutes to get to 36 is just a little bit higher. If we go back up, we'll look for the longitude now. 79:29 west. So the closest thing we have to that is 79:30 west. Well, that should be very close. It's only 1 minute off. But the question is, what side does it go on? Well, if you look at the top, the numbers are actually increasing as you go that way. So it's going to be going 31, 32, 33 all the way on this side until it gets to 80 over here. So that means that 29 will be on this side. One behind the line, right? Because here's 70 and no minutes, or 79 and no minutes, sorry. So now we have our two values. I'm going to use lines again to help you see exactly where I'm putting this. You don't need to draw lines for each of the different points though. I'll do these in blue, or how about pink? So you don't need to draw this pink part. This is going to help me show you how I'm lining this up. So we said that here was the longitude, something like this. And we said here was the latitude, something like that. So where those things cross is where Sligo is going to go. So Sligo was on that cross, and it should go somewhere just about, I'll do it in pink again, here, where those lines met, right? 79:30, you've got this lining up with there, and also you've got the latitude. Now another thing about this is that the lab is looking at shipwrecks, right? These are all different shipwrecks, and you can see the years right here. Well, that's a really thick arrow. And then you can see a few different things about the ships there. So a big hint to tell you that you're doing it correctly is you need to be inside the lake because these are shipwrecks. So where's the lake in this? Well, anything in the gray is the lake. So in orange, this is the lake, this giant thing in the middle, right? This right here is where all of your shipwrecks really should be. Wow, I missed that hook part. But that right there is exactly what you should be doing, looking inside of this lake for the points. So if you find that one of your points is, I don't know, over here or something, well, it's not going to be on land for a shipwreck. So be careful. You can check yourself by saying, okay, are all of my points ending up in the actual lake itself? So go ahead, do the rest of the points. You've got 11 more points to go. I would say as a final thing, perhaps doing different colors for the different points or numbering would help you to not only figure out if any of them are wrong and need to be moved, but it'll help you go back if you just want to make sure as you're checking your answers. So go ahead and do that, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.